Hello and welcome everyone to the Gold and Silver Club presenting the Commodities Corner today, presented by myself, Phil Carr, at the Gold and Silver Club. This live session today will be covering a review of the commodities markets this week. We will, of course, be looking at the top trades of last week. We'll be covering live technical analysis and trading. We shall be identifying highly profitable trade setups, of which there are several right now, which we can look at. We'll look at the week ahead, so the key events looking forward, and of course, we'll be answering any questions you may have on today's webinar too. So before we start looking at the charts, I'm Phil Carr, professional trader, trainer and speaker. I'm the co-founder and director of the Gold and Silver Club. I specialize in teaching people how to make money from trading the most lucrative financial markets in the world. So gold, silver, oil, natural gas, agricultural commodities. I've trained thousands of individuals to become independent traders and successfully manage their own investment portfolio. Also responsible for the research and development of the Gold and Silver Club trademark strategies that have a proven track record of generating returns for traders. And I'm a regular contributor to a number of financial publications, speak at numerous trading seminars, webinars, and workshops. Joining me in running the Gold and Silver Club is Nick Kelsey, professional trader, investment analyst, and speaker. Nick began his career within private wealth management in 2002 before making the transition into proprietary trading. And prior to co-founding the Gold and Silver Club, spent over 5 years coaching professional fund managers and traders internationally for some of the world's top-tier hedge funds and investment banks. And through his first-hand relationship with some of the world's most successful traders, discovered the formula, mindset, and tools that can give any individual the definitive edge to trade in any economy. Also regularly writes for a number of global business and financial publications. We've appeared frequently on financial television. Right, so that's some background on the Gold and Silver Club. So let's just take a look at the price of gold right now. We're currently trading at $1,310 an ounce. So we've seen a nice pullback on gold so far this week. We'll take a look at that on the charts very shortly. Before we do so, we'll look at the top trades of last week using the Gold and Silver Club signature trading strategies. So first of all, we had a lovely sell short opportunity on corn last week when we broke through key support at 414 level, and we'll take a look at that on the charts very shortly. We broke through major support. We saw a huge sell-off over 200 points to the downside, and that's been a great sell opportunity. We also saw Brent crude oil last week broke through major support at the 109.37, so there's been some good sell short opportunities on oil. And we had a nice breakout on gold, of course, just last week on Thursday. And we had a nice breakout up to the 1344 resistance zone. And we've just come back down on that just today. So we'll take a look at that for further opportunities as well. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the rise and fall type of trades on Binary.com. Very simply, if you select rises, you win the payout if the market exit price is strictly higher than the entry price. And if you select falls, you win the payout if the market exit price is strictly lower than the entry price. So we'll take a look at that on our trade setups. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to share my screen here, and we'll take a look at the energies first. If you do have any questions at all, do post those in the chat. Okay, perfect. You should be able to see my screen now. We currently have the Brent crude oil futures up at the moment. So Brent crude oil, I'm just on the raw charts at the moment, and we can see just this morning we're breaking again through last week's lows here. So the 106.95, the 107 level really is breaking. Nice inverse hammer here developing on the weekly. You can see 3 weeks. This is the formation known as the three black crows, where you've got 3 weeks of lower lows, lower highs, and we're closing each week right at the weekly lows. So you can see we started off the week 3 weeks ago near the 115 level. We came down all the way down to 112.82. We closed more or less at the weekly lows. We then started the week just higher here at 113. We came all the way down and closed right at the weekly lows, about 300-point move, and the same again last week. And we look to be doing that this week as well now that we've broken through support. So I do see the energies just continuing to sell off today. There have been some opportunities to trade that based on the daily as well. We've broken through yesterday's low here. You can just see we broke through the trend line last week. We just continue to sell short really as we're breaking down here on Brent crude oil. I see the next major support zone. We're at the 106.93 here, so we probably won't get too much support until the next psychological support around the 106 level, I would imagine. That's where we could be in for some support, although there's not really many pivot lows around that level. The main pivot lows are around the 105.40 level. So I would be looking at further downside here. I'm quite happy to take a sell short at the moment on oil. So we'll just look at that. We'll go to start trading. I'm going to go to commodities. And we'll go to oil here. And start time now. And we are looking for the duration. Actually, we want to be in this. We'll go out to, this is on GMT. So we'll just go out to 45. And we'll go into hours here. Just want to be out of this by the end of today. Okay, 6 hours suits me. So that is a deposit of $3,000. Sorry, payout of $3,000 for a deposit of $1,580 US here. Okay, so very happy with that. 90% payout. That's pretty good. Let's just check that again. So I'm looking for the price just to close by 6 hours time below 106.95. Okay, so I'm going to take that for a sell short. Okay, good. That has been done. Excellent. Right, so that is Brent crude oil. Let's just take a look at WTI. WTI also looking very bearish here as well. We've broken through last week's lows, very similar formation. We'll just go out to the daily here, and we can see we're breaking through yesterday's lows. We've broken through last week's lows. We broke through the lower end of this trend channel. Again, if we go out to WTI crude oil, there's not too much support around the current level. Not really any major swing levels to about 99.23, which is another 100 points lower. So I do favour overall exposure to the energies today, crude oil, natural gas looking weak today as well. So I will also take some exposure here to crude oil. And I'll go to the energy sector and the crude index, and let's see what the payout there is. We need to be a bit tighter on the time frame. Okay, 81% payout. So not quite as good as Brent, so I favour Brent over the crude index, but there's still a decent setup here. So I will take it and get exposures to WTI as well. So 1,655 for $3,000 payout, 81% payout. All I need is the market to finish one pip lower than 119 in 4 hours. There, 118 now. It looks like it's just going to break down again. We've just seen this all week long. Well, the last couple of weeks really. So I'm going to purchase that for a sell short on the crude index. Okay, that has been done. And for those of you who were on Friday's Commodities Corner, we did win all 3 of those trades. So well done if you caught any of the trades that we took on Friday too. We got 3 out of 3. Okay, let's just move over to the soft here as well. So wheat, actually, we did, as discussed on Friday's Commodities Corner as well, we broke through major support at the 50-50 level. And you can see we're finding support around the yesterday, well, actually going back to, yesterday's lows here, around the 522 level. Now, what I'm looking to do here on wheat, if we can take out yesterday's lows, I think we'll get further downside, down to around the 500 level is the next psychological support zone for wheat here. So we haven't broken yesterday's lows yet. Once we do, we've had a big breakdown on the wheat market. You can see we broke major support here. I'm looking to sell short. So I'm looking for a sell below 522 and come down to the 500 level. So that is my next trade set up here on wheat. It's not ready to trade yet, but I am keeping an eye on that. Corn as well. Corn, obviously, massive sell-off last week, broke through 406 support. There's been a lovely sell-short opportunity, so well done to those of you who caught it. That 350 point move. Again, there's no real strong support here until we get to the 300 level for corn here. So we've got a lot of potential downside here in the region of about 700 points. So we could be due a very large sell-off here on corn. So we're looking for additional entries on here. Again, what I've been looking to do here is take out yesterday's low. I think we've just about taken out yesterday's low. But if we can come down again, look on the 4 hour here, actually the daily. No, we haven't taken out yesterday's low. That's what I'm looking to do, just to come down, take out yesterday's low and just have another sell short on below the 373.70 level. So it's not quite ready yet, but it may trigger this afternoon. So that's another setup to look at. Let's take a look at natural gas. I do like natural gas here as well. Natural gas is looking quite weak. We did get a hammer form just yesterday. We've got a nice consolidation zone here on natural gas. we're just ricocheting between the 409 level to the 418 level. You can see 4 days of consolidation. I'm looking just to break the support here. We had that V-shaped reversal pattern we talked about and the double top on previous webinars. So you can see we came up to the 4.855. That resistance couldn't break it on natural gas. Just ricocheted between support and resistance, consolidated for quite a long time, broke support. We had a lot of confluencing factors with the gold and silver club. Key indicators we use, we're just on the raw charts for the moment, but the key indicators gave us a lot of confidence to sell short on a break of 4.327. We came all the way down to 4.091, and I believe we should, if we can break through that key support, we've got no support again until we get down to 3.951. So just waiting really for that to confirm at the moment on natural gas. We're already seeing some downside today on crude oil and Brent and WTI crude oil. So looking for another opportunity to sell short natural gas here. If you go into the coffee market, coffee looking quite weak as we approach this week. You can see last week we finally broke through support through the 162.52 level. Coffee has been a bit erratic of late. I would rather take the short opportunities via corn and wheat at the moment until coffee can really start giving some smoother direction. But you can see we've got an overall nice downward trending channel at the moment, and I would see nice inverse hammer developing on the weekly. If we can just continue, I'd like to see a move. We're about 116 points lower down to the 140 zone on coffee in order to have additional sell short opportunities. So it is in play for a sell short at the moment. You're in the middle of the range between support and resistance. I think on coffee, really, if we can come down again, take out last week's lows below 156.30, we should see more downside. So we'll wait for that to happen. The US dollar index, a little bit choppy here. On the US dollar index today, nice inverse hammer forming. You've got definitely a consolidation zone between 80.39 to 79.99. So roughly a 40-point consolidation zone. Gold holding support around the 1300 level. So if the US dollar sells off, that should be supportive for gold and the other metals. If the US dollar index rallies again, that could be put pressure again on gold and silver. So with that, let's take a look at how the metals are faring today. Okay, so first of all, the strongest metal at the moment being palladium. So palladium doing well on the weekly here. We just want to see a break above 875 to see further upside here on palladium. Palladium actually broke out last week to 13-year highs, so the palladium market very strong. If we look at the correlations, copper did get a bit of a pullback just yesterday and today as well. A little bit of a hammer forming at the support zone. I don't think copper is ready just yet for a trade. Silver got quite a big pullback. We came back and we found support at the previous support zone of 2080 here. I'd like to see how silver closes today in order to give us a trade opportunity tomorrow, either for a break lower of the 1280 support zone or a break higher above the high here and back up to the resistance channel. So silver's not ready in my opinion yet. Similar situation for gold. We had a nice sell short opportunity just yesterday to sell back to the support zone. Now gold is just consolidating. We're at a decision point here. You can see this candle is much less in terms of daily volatility than the previous. This is a big bearish engulfing candle. We've come down, found support at the 1306 key support level. If we break down and break below 1300, I see the 1287 level as a value area. You can't see that on the raw charts, but in terms of our indicators, the 1287 is a very key area where we could find some support, which I'll be looking at as a buy zone. You can see this was a previous resistance zone just prior to the FOMC breakout. However, if we can just clear above today's highs tomorrow, get a nice break above 1313, we could get a nice opportunity to buy back into gold here. So I'm waiting for a resolution on the metals. I think the energies are the ones that are in play today. We've got nice sell shorts on with WTI, Brent, and also natural gas. We're waiting for that confirmation. The softs here, the grains, both corn and wheat, looking bearish still. So I'd look at those for further trade opportunities. And then the metals will be ready later this week. I believe they'll be ready tomorrow, and probably in time for Friday's Commodities Corner. We'll have more decent trade opportunities. So with that, let's have a look at the key news announcements as we go into this afternoon's US session. should be taken as bullish for the US dollar, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. Then Thursday, the 15th of July, Tuesday the 15th of July today at 1:30 p.m. BST, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we have New York Empire State Manufacturing Index. That index rates the relative level of general business conditions in New York State. A level above 0.0 indicates improving conditions, whilst a level below indicates worsening conditions. And a higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. Again, that will be important for the inverse correlation on gold and silver. On Wednesday, the 16th of July at 1:30 p.m. BST, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we have US PPI. So the Producer Price Index, PPI, measures the change in the price of goods sold by manufacturers. It is a leading indicator of consumer price inflation, which accounts for the majority of overall inflation. A higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. And then moving into later on in the week, we've got Wednesday the 17th. We've got 3:30 p.m. BST, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the US crude oil inventories. And that data reports a number of barrels of crude oil that commercial firms have in their inventory. Commercial firms report those to the Energy Information Administration on a weekly basis. That will have a powerful impact on oil tomorrow. Thursday, 17th of July, we have the US initial jobless claims at 1:30 p.m. BST. So that data measures the change of individuals who filed for unemployment insurance for the first time during the past week. It is the earliest US economic data, and week-to-week numbers, they can be volatile. A higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar, and a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. And then we've got also on Thursday at 3:30 p.m. BST, the US natural gas storage inventories. That's great if you trade natural gas. Very high volatile announcement, gives you often nice day trade opportunities. So the Energy Information Administration, they provide the numbers of cubic feet of natural gas held in underground storage during the past week. Again, a higher than expected reading should be taken as bearish for natural gas, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bullish. Okay, so quickly, if you want to jot down those are the major. I've got a couple of announcements this afternoon which will affect definitely gold and silver. We've also got several announcements midweek and the US PPI as well, and of course the storage inventories on crude oil and natural gas. Okay, so I'll leave those just for you to jot down. And of course, if you'd like to find out more about the Gold and Silver Club upcoming courses and live trading room program, you can request more information on the live trading room program and the daily trade calls. Just go to www.jointhegoldensilverclub.com or very simply just contact us at your nearest office there. We've got London, New York, Johannesburg, Budapest or Hong Kong numbers you can get in touch with us on. So I'll leave the numbers on the screen there very shortly for you. And of course, make sure you subscribe to our newsletter. You will get free weekly reports on the precious metals, energies and agricultures. Okay, so let me just put that back for you. Right, so that is it for today, everyone. So good trading for the rest of this week. We'll see you back here for Friday's Commodities Corner. Okay, take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye.